diet for the school going children. By school age, the children establish a particular pattern of food intake. They know how many meals they would be consuming and what they would be consuming in which meal. Say for breakfast, they know that they will be getting some kind of tiffin items, and for lunch, for sure they know that there will be some rice preparations. And say for example, in the evening when they come from school, and they get back to home, they know they'll be getting some snacks and milk, and therefore they establish the meal pattern. This may slightly differ from what is followed at home due to peer influence. Sometimes they try to be different. They try to eat food which are not regularly consumed at home. This probably will be due to the peer influence. Their friends may say that as they go home, they will consume only particular type of food, and therefore these children also will try to imitate their friends, and they will ask their parents a particular type of preparations. This they do because they will want to be one among the peer group. When they go back to their school the next day, and sometimes if they start discussing about what they had for dinner or what they had for their evening tea time, then they don't want to be out of place. Therefore they try to imitate how their friends do and what their friends follow. The child may try new foods which they normally do not consume. So this, when they go out and try new foods, the child does not inhibit. The child tries to taste new food and tries to accept new food. Increasing interest and participation in other activities may compete with the mealtime. Now they are engaged in a lot of play activities. When we find the school going children, their focus will be more on the play activities, play related activities. They will want to go out and play. They will want to visit their friend and talk to them, or get involved in some type of games like football or cricket or whatever they like. And this will compete with their meal time. We may find children playing for hours together. They will not even come back to their home and have their food. Particularly, you can see them during their summer vacation. The whole day long, they will be out of their home. They will stand right under the hot sun and they'll be playing. We find them in the grounds everywhere, in towns and cities, everywhere we find the children. And this will compete with their meal time. They will forego their meal and they are more focused in the play. They are much more interested in the play activities, or in whatever they have some interest. Breakfast is a very important meal, particularly for the school going children, because in the morning they would be very much hungry and they have to consume a sumptuous meal so that they are active in the school. Children are generally restless and they spend very little time at the table. They don't want to sit in the table and have an elaborate meal. They would like to eat something very quick, very fast. As they run, they want to eat their food. So this is the time where they will play all along in the evening. The entire evening they'll be playing. They come back home and do some homework in the night. And in the morning, they'll be reminded of some other homework which they have not completed. And they start writing it in the morning. And this will disrupt all their early morning work, including eating. And therefore, they should be given something that they can consume easily, like a chapati roll or a bread sandwich. These are the kind of food which can be consumed even they can hold it in one hand and write their homework in the other hand. So such kind of food has to be prepared for the children, because they don't like to spend more time on eating, particularly in the morning. And most of the children, they are known to get up late in the morning. And when they hear the horn of the van or the bus, they try to rush up without eating. Therefore, breakfast is very important for the school going children. Skipping the breakfast affects their performance level, and the calorie and nutrients lost cannot be made up at any other time during the day. All of us know about this, and when the child goes empty stomach to the school, the child is irritated, the child cannot concentrate on the studies, the analyzing capacity, the problem solving skill is very much less in the children when they don't have their breakfast, and this will affect their academic performance. Sound nutrition is needed for learning, to stay focused, to concentrate on the studies, to solve problems, to analyze. All these activities can be done only when the child is well nourished. Menus must include dishes that are quick to eat, but it should be nutritionally adequate. Also, there should be variety in color, texture, and taste. Eating, making the child to eat is a very difficult task, particularly in the school going period. So the food that is prepared should be attractive, colorful, it should be tasty, and it should have a good appearance. Only then the children will be attracted towards the food and they will eat the food. Otherwise, they find fault in that and this, and they try to refuse eating the food. So the whatever food is prepared for the school going children should be attractive, make it colorful, and choose the texture which the child likes, and make the food palatable. This table shows the food requirement for the school going children. The cereals and millet requirement is about 270 grams for those who are between 7 to 9 years, and it is higher for the boys and girls who are between 10 to 12 years of age. The cereal and millet requirement for the boys 10 to 12 years is 330 grams, while it is 270 grams for the girls. Pulse requirement is the same for all the three groups. The milk requirement is 500 ml for all the three groups. Roots and tuber requirement is 100 grams for the school going children 7 to 9 years of age and 10 to 12 years of age. Green leafy vegetable requirement is 100 grams for all the three groups, and the other vegetable requirement is also 100 grams for all the three groups. The fruit requirement for the school going children 7 to 9 years of age is 100 grams, and the boys 10 to 12 years of age is 100, and for the girls 10 to 12 years of age is 100 grams. Sugar requirement is 30 grams for the children 7 to 9 years of age, while it is 35 grams for the boys 10 to 12 years of age and 30 grams for the girls 10 to 12 years of age. Fat requirement is 25 grams for all the three groups. If the children are non-vegetarian, 30 grams of pulse can be exchanged with 50 grams of egg or meat or chicken or fish. Planning menus for the school going children. Nutritional requirement should meet the child's increasing activity and growth, and special requirement because of sickness or injury. In the growth pattern of the school going children, we have seen that the growth, though it is latent, their body stores reserve for the approaching adolescence, and therefore the nutrient requirement is more during this age group, and They have plenty of activities. They are involved in lot of events, activities during this period, and therefore they require more amount of nutrients. And nutrients are also required in case the child becomes sick or due to injury. They play a lot, therefore they fall down here and there and they get injured, and for the tissue repair they require additional nutrients. Children are generally restless and do not like to spend too much time at the table for eating. Besides, they feel rushed in the morning because they must reach their classes on time. Some schools open as early as 8 o'clock, and the child will get up from the bed only at 7 o'clock, and they don't find time at all. They have to have their bath, change their uniform, collect their books, uh, and there are plenty of activities associated with going to school, and therefore they feel rushed in the morning. So, menus have to provide dishes that are quick to eat, but it should be balanced and it should be satisfying nutritionally. Children are also tend to be bored with foods easily. You cannot give them idlis daily. Maybe adults may take idli, they may entertain having steamed foods, but these children are very much bored with the food, very much bored with the same type of food. And you have to include variety in the menus, in the dishes, by changing the color, texture, taste, and the flavor of the food. The climatic and weather conditions are an important consideration also. Say, for example, in summer, when the children are in vacation, when they are playing in the hot sun, in the ground all time, all day long, they require plenty of fluids. They have to be given lot of fruit juices, milkshakes, water, so that their body remains hydrated. In hot weather, extra liquids and salts ought to be given because children do not generally like to drink plain water. Children have varying appetites. Sometimes they may eat three dosa, and at times they will eat only one dosa. The amount of food they eat, it depends upon their appetite. And the appetite of these children, it is varying. And their appetite is related to the amount of activity they do, how much they play, or how much of activity they do. And therefore, do not force the child to eat if the child refuses to eat sometimes. And often they prefer snacky meals at frequent intervals to a few large ones. So the meal itself can be split into several small meals because they don't like to eat three dosas at a go. Maybe they will eat one dosa, and at 11 o'clock they become hungry, and again they may demand some food at that time. So the mother should be ready to prepare or give the child some food at 11 o'clock. New foods are likely to be accepted if it is given in a form which can be easily handled by the children. They should be offered at regular intervals until the child learns to accept it. If a new food is given to the child sometimes at the first time they are eating the food, they may show certain inhibition. And if it is given at regular interval of time, they will be used to eating that particular food. The young child should also be encouraged to eat with the entire family because he is ready to eat the family meal. And also, the interaction between the family members are a part of normal development. When the entire family sit together and eat the food, they can talk during their eating, discuss several matters, and also they will try to understand how they eat, what is served, how it is served, and who receives what portion. So, all these they understand when they eat together. If the child does not like salads. They can be incorporated in recipes like sandwiches. The major issue in feeding the school going children is that many of the school going children dislike vegetables, particularly green leafy vegetables. They do not like green leafy vegetables. And vegetables in whatever form they are given, the child will not eat it. Many of the children. So, to give the vegetable or to incorporate vegetable in the menu, the mother of the child should find the ways and means to incorporate vegetables, because we know that the vegetables are the protective food and it will provide plenty of vitamins and minerals, particularly fiber. Therefore, if the child dislikes vegetable, the vegetable has to be incorporated in a form in which the child will accept it, in the form of salads or in the form of sandwich, or it can be incorporated to adai, vadai, or in the dosa, right? So in such way, vegetables has to be incorporated in the meals of the children. Television also influences children in food selection. The ads that appear in the television has a profound effect on the food selection of the children. When they see a very famous sports personality coming for a particular ad, the child will also demand such type of food. Or when a cine actor appears in a particular ad pertaining to the food, the children also will like to have that food, because they may be a role model for the child, or they may be a person whom the child likes the most. Therefore, the advertisements that appear in the television influences the food choices of the children. And many children tend to use eating or not eating to exert control over their parents. When the children demand something in the form of a new dress, it can be, or a vacation or an excursion, anything. And if the parents do not allow them or do not get it for them, they will say that they would not consume their food. And many of you would have done the same. And they try to control their parents by saying simply that they would not